of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to the week. Oh my God, the Reek? The Reek? Really, Loki?
Reeks.
Really? The week, God help me, in review with the Lady Arwyn Avalon, the Rooster Day Bob, and of course your host, Stone Cold Loki. What is up? Good morning, Valhalla.
Good morning, everyone.
The Reek in review. That's just great, Loki. That's just great. It's stinky.
Now I know what he really thinks of us, Arwyn.
Well, hey, it's been a reeky week, so why not? Just ended with the reek in the week. I don't know.
Yep, I'm still bummed.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so well, we're here.
We are indeed here, and it is morning. Holy shit. Yeah, the reek. I'm never going to get over that.
Week in review.
Loki, you have the reek in review. No, I do not have the reek.
Shitty walk.
Next, the Plant Boy will do an article. Oh, the reek in review.
Oh my
God, help me.
Oh my God.
99999.
Funny would twist it that way, yeah.
God help me. Them over that Mornings of Mischief, them some backwoods boys right there. They're doing the rockin' review.
Them's based.
God help me.
The freaking
I'll tell you what's based.
Week in review.
That right there, Chris Persia, the wrench of wrenches, kicking ass and taking names. And what a, I got to get rid of the Mexican Iron Man dragon, put the green one up.
I have a very puzzled look on my face.
What the hell is going on?
You kind of do. In this one, you're like checking things out.
No, he's looking at the bulletproof vest going, Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes. It's a message. It's a message. Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Chris Persia. very much, brother, for
Mhm.
that. And of course, Man Squatch, dude, you hit it out of the park this morning. We've got
Love them.
Morticia Arwyn.
A very young Morticia.
Very young.
She
Morticia
almost looks
Arwyn.
like she shouldn't be in the same room with adults. It's almost like,
We've got the enforcer, the rooster in the back, standing up like I'm the one who's really in charge.
kick your ass out.
Look at that expression, Dave Bob. You are ready.
He's angry.
It's an angry cock. Ready for anger.
I look confused. I'm like, what does that say? We're going live?
He's sitting there thinking, did I trim my beard too neatly or what?
Got little twisties. I got rid of those. I don't know. Should I bring them back? Should I bring back the little...
The little dingle dangles, the ones you could braid. Is that what you mean? The little that hang low on the beard?
No, the mustache, the little...
The twirlies on them. Oh, okay. No, when you start getting into that length, then you need wax, and then they kind of one will go one way and one will go the other. I don't know. I mean, they look nice, but I guess it just depends on how fussy men want to get with that.
Very hard to keep up.
Yeah.
like we're about to go to a baseball game in the 1940s.
Yep.
With our rooster.
Why do you guys have a rooster? We take our rooster everywhere. I mean, you got to say it like that. Rooster. Rooster.
Our human size.
You got to roll the R's.
You got to roll the R's. That's right. Rooster.
I'm sorry, but y'all, ever since Rings of Power, I have been off rolling my R's. Arwyn, Galadriel. Oh my God.
Galadriel.
They would roll those R's in those names for Phil.
Leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again.
Y'all, is this not Fallout? Does this not look like an ad that they would do in Fallout? You know,
it's either Fallout or it's Flash Loki. Boom, 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 Flash, boom. Done, savior of the universe.
Dave Bob's bigger than both of us.
That's because he's our ornament. You know, he's like the hood ornament, but it's a rooster that'll peck your fucking eyes out if you come near our spaceship.
Oh, and Loki, you're a redhead too. I just noticed that.
I'm kind of like a force field.
Yeah,
that happens. That happens every once in a while. I've noticed that. Whatever's up with Dolly, sometimes it gives me the red hair.
Red hair.
It gives me the red hair.
It just kind of bleeds over. Get it? Red.
Oh, and I love this one. This is my favorite, y'all. Look, founding fathers in the background. We wandered in. We want in on this revolutionary thing. What's going on here? Look at us.
We just arrived in our TARDIS, and we are going to watch the Declaration of Independence.
Hey, this picture right here would be a better ad for a new Doctor Who than anything they've done the past few years. I would watch this. I would watch this Doctor Who. Right here.
I haven't
with
watched
the chicken
Doctor
and
Who
chicken as a companion.
Jodie started.
Now
that right there is some Philip Marlowe vibes.
Look at us, y'all. We are ready.
That's right. I got that Blade Runner. I got that Blade Runner pistol.
It's a big ass gun.
And you got the hat there, boy.
Right,
and my makeup's on point, so I'm happy. Looks great.
Got the perfect color for the lips and the hair.
Yeah, I got that Lucille Ball henna action going. Love it.
Lucy.
Just
I'm sorry, Ricky Lucy.
And hovering above them all is the giant rooster.
Of course. Take a track and keep a score of everything that's going on. Dave Bob.
The only problem is the Philip Marlowe character doesn't have good gun discipline. His fingers on the trigger. You never put your finger on the trigger like that.
We can't take on Loki and Arwyn. Why not? Because the great eye is always watching. One does not simply walk up to the rooster. It is insanity.
The great eye. Yeah.
The waddle is watching.
Oh my God. It is folly. Not with 1,000,000 men could you do this. Oh, Lordy. So some of you might have been here Monday when we talked about Lord of the Rings. I want to tell you, any complaints I had about how it looked, how Two Towers kind of looked off, was in Return of the King. So I don't know what.
Wow.
I don't know. The Gollum scenes looked fine. The Shelob, man, Shelob, it was like, Eris has never seen that in theaters. And as soon as Shelob did that, like, where it pokes its head out, and it's like, it uses its legs to, like, and it's looking down at, she was like,
oh,
nope.
Hell yeah. Yes,
Nope.
That's an intense scene.
Holy shit. Good morning, everybody. If I haven't said good morning yet, Punk Waddle, what is up? Man Squatch, did you see the new one? Is there another one? I thought it. Hold on. That one? Are you talking about that one?
I just saw the 4 up there. Did he do another one?
Well, there are 5. There's the 4, those 4.
Oh,
are the
yeah,
ones
yeah,
that he
yeah.
did
And
first, and then that one.
Yeah.
So, if you put another
Oh
one
my
up,
God. No, I see it.
Teenage Arwyn.
What?
Oh, that's a pissed off Charlie Brown. Come watch the Reekin review. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You saw it. You saw it.
I love peanuts. Okay, so I love the peanuts. I absolutely love, Charlie Brown, Snoopy. Snoopy's my boy. He's my dog.
Uh-huh.
I love Snoopy. So anything peanuts is just like, holy shit. So, yeah, that is the Reekin review from Man Squatch. Thank you, Man Squatch.
Pigpen all grown up.
Cross between Charlie Brown and Pigpen.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Arlena, we can see you.
Arlena. Hey,
We can
Arlena.
see you. That's a huge cock behind y'all. Arlena says there's a huge cock behind us. Oh my God.
All I could say is with the blanket makes me think of Linus. I've actually been thinking last week how Linus, with that blanket, he had the answer because I've been walking around this house at night. I want to get cozy. I go and I grab my blanket. So I'm like, yeah, Linus, I see it. I see it. The blanket is where it's all where it's at.
90-something degree weather and you're in a blanket.
Well, those little fuzzy throws. They're not really like full-size blankets, but you could wrap yourself up in them. I don't know. I've been cuddling with those lately. I've needed my blanket.
You should get one of those. Oh, what the hell are they called? I got one for Eris. It's like a hoodie, but it's a blanket.
Oh yeah, one.
Oh, I know what you're talking
from the front
about.
or whatever.
Yeah,
So
I do
it's
need
like a
something
big,
like that.
it's like a man goes down to like, her knees, but it's like a hoodie, but it's like a full,
Yeah.
and it's got like the white furry stuff that's on a blanket. Whatever it is.
I need something like that. A snuggie. Caster says a snuggie.
It's not a snuggie though.
But
Because it's longer and it's a different name. There was a different name. So I got it for it's like an oversized poncho, but it's a hoodie, but it's a blanket.
A blanket. I think Mary had something like that. I'll have to ask her.
But it's not a
That's what I
snuggie.
need. That's what I need.
It's merchandising.
Merchandising.
Because it's hot here and I keep the air up full blast and with my fans, and then sometimes I get cold and I don't want to turn everything down,
Sitting there,
up because then it'll get hot again. So I just want a
Yeah.
little blankie.
she's sitting there in her blanket with her fan. Just, I could just picture you sitting in a blanket with a fan. Just
It's true. It's true. I want it cold in here, but damn it, I also want some comfort and warmth when I get cold.
And
So,
no,
yeah.
Snorty, no polar bears were harmed in the making of Eris's whatever it is.
No.
No way. Wouldn't have bought it if, and been like, polar bear, real polar bear fur. Nope. Mm-mm.
I like the picture he had on X where he said, "Smile. It's very scary."
That was
It's
cute.
a whoopee. It's a whoopee? That's what it's called? A whoopee?
Yeah,
That might be it.
That brings back some major dad moments. I think her whoopee was a rabbit, though.
A whoopee. I'll have to look that up. Definitely.
Speaking of merchandising, I heard that Disney has done a deal with Ollie's to direct sell to them all of the action figures from Pull the
Acolyte.
String Acolyte. That's interesting.
What?
Yeah, where you buy good things cheap, except this won't be a good thing. So you've got like, the
Straight
pregnant
to Ollie's.
the pregnant force conceived twin lady that,
The lesbian space witches or whatever. Oh God.
I haven't watched any of it, but I've watched a lot of the reviews, and it just sounds disgusting.
No, I was just, I didn't bring it up to we're not going to review that.
Yeah.
If anything, we're going to review House of Dragon when it comes back, as long as it comes back on a Friday.
Yeah.
Or a Thursday, whatever day it was. We'll talk House of the Dragon.
House of Dragon. I can't wait for that.
So that's supposed to be wicked fun this year.
And I don't know why I'm so drawn to that series, because I tend to like happy endings, and we all know House of Dragon ain't gonna have no damn happy ending. We just know it.
Do you know how it's gonna end?
I mean, there were things said in Games of Thrones that hail back to that I'm like, that better fucking not be true.
Yep.
But I have a feeling, it's not. They're not going to be throwing a party at the end of this series, the characters. So, but I'm still going to watch it because I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm enjoying it better than Game of Thrones. I really am.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. Some evil dark witches who chant witchcraft shit.
The power of one, the power of two, the power of this.
Witchcraft.
The power of the tampon. Pull the string. So let me get this straight. They scissored, immaculately conceived 2 twins, and then they burned them all alive and burned down the coven or whatever. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for them? I don't think so. Sorry. And I hear all the Wiccans out there right now gasping, "How dare you!"
Well, that's their first mistake. If Wiccans are sitting there comparing their nature-based, religion to some made-up shit in space, I can't help you. Y'all don't be offended on every fucking thing, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just don't. It's not worth it.
So I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not watching it.
No.
Like Dave Bob, all I have is what everybody out there is throwing out in the reviews. I don't care. I stopped caring about Star Wars a long time ago. So
they after The Last Jedi, I was out, and then they kind of dragged me back in with The Mandalorian, and then they fired Gina, and after that I just said, F it.
I made it through Kenobi. I made it through all of Mando. I made it through all of Boba Fett. I made it through all of Kenobi. And at the end of Kenobi, I had to pick Arlena's heart up off the floor. She was just like, what? The major Star Wars fan that she is. And we both were kind of like, okay. So if I watch The Acolyte, I watch it. If I don't, I don't. I have no plans to watch it unless, for whatever reason, we're going to review it. You know, a bunch of people are going to review it. But other than that, I have no interest in watching it. Zero. Zero, zero, zero. Yes, Arlena. Yes, the Night Sisters. What the hell?
The Night
Yes.
Sisters, yeah.
They wanted to use witches, this bullshit. You already got it right there in Star Wars. But whatever.
They didn't want to work within canon. That's
No.
just simply.
Even though the Night
what they
Sisters are
didn't wanna do.
freaking so cool.
Daga's got it right. Star Wars is dead. Long live the evolution.
That's
I
right.
agree.
That's right.
I
And
agree.
Papa says Disney isn't Star Wars. I don't care what they're calling it. That's true. That is absolutely true. You want to see something cool? This arrived yesterday.
Ooh! Oh God, I love that cover.
So I ordered this months ago and completely forgot about it. And
Nice score, Loki.
the inside is the boat scene
Ooh.
that everybody loves. And the discs, the records.
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna do like a short. I'm gonna do a short for all of it. I'll get it all laid out.
Ooh, it is blue.
Blue.
It's the blue fire breath. It's the blue fire breath. So it's got the.
Look at that, y'all.
So and there's two of
Nice.
these, and they have Godzilla's mug on them. They got Godzilla's mug on the
Well, it
front.
is
That's him eating the
kaiju,
train.
So yeah, it's appropriate.
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken. Some people are like, why do you buy vinyls? Isn't that old? I'm like, no, man. This is the good shit.
Look,
Yeah.
people don't realize that if you grew up listening to that type of music on vinyl, I mean, it's just a warm sound. It doesn't have that, CDs and whatever, MP3s, they just don't hack it.
No. No, and how many people are like, hey guys, do you want to see my CD collection?
Yeah.
I've got a CD collection. Now I do actually have some interesting, these are all still, these will never be opened, but they're all Final Fantasy stuff.
Oh, nice.
So I've got like every soundtrack, and I've got some vinyls. I don't have all the vinyls for Final Fantasy, but I have some of the vinyls for Final Fantasy. But I've got all the CDs. But it's not like I'm gonna break those out and be like, oh look, I've got CDs. Fucking everybody's got CDs.
I wish I still had my vinyls. Oh, I really do. I gave it to my brother years and years ago because I was moving and I was young and I was dumb and I was stupid. There is no other explanation for that. And I gave him my record player. I gave him all of my albums. And I was like, just, take care of them. But we're moving. I got too much stuff, blah, blah, blah. I don't know where they are. I don't even know if they've survived. But yeah, I hate that. That makes me sad.
Daryl the Derelict gifted 5 Loki's Warnings of Mischief memberships. Thank you so very much, Daryl. Lord Thoth was gifted a membership. Gary Banjo Sandwich Wortham was gifted a membership. Ironcaster, Culture's Little Culture was gifted a membership. And Papa Cotton was gifted a membership. Thank you so very much, Daryl. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And because of that, we're going to send out the Rohirrim this morning.
Yes.
Considering we were just talking about Lord of the Rings. Skull! So we were at we were at the XD Cinemark, which is the big giant screens. They're like IMAX screens. It's Cinemark's version of IMAX. Watching Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King. And when Theoden goes out and makes his speech, and he's like, "Damn, damn." This guy got up and was like, "Yeah, yeah." And I was like, oh, hey, he's never seen this before.
Oh my God, I'm dead. I would have loved that. Because it is a great scene. Ooh, it gets you on your feet, pounding your chest. Yeah,
that is one thing. It doesn't matter what it was, whether it was Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, it evoked an emotion where someone had to stand up and do something. For me, it was like, fuck you, Peter Jackson, at the end of Desolation of Smog, because of him just, oh my God, what have we done? Oh, Misty High on the... This guy, he sees Theoden leading the charge, death, and yeah. Hell yeah, woo, yeah. It's like, oh my God.
I love that so much.
Oh,
what kills me is the way the theaters are dying in this country. That's going to be a thing of the past before long.
These are in the top 10. These were in the top 10 movies. This is summer, guys. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is summer. It should be summer blockbusters, summer blockbusters, summer blockbusters, summer blockbuster. And what have we got? We've got Return of the King, Two Towers, and Fellowship in the top 10 because you guys just, dude, every showing was sold out. You had the XD theater that only had one showing, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then you had two different theaters, two different, rooms that had the regular size screen that were sold out. And they had multiple times. XD only had one time, but every single viewing was sold out.
Wow. Yeah. And
what are they doing?
Like you said, summer. I mean, hell, I remember dating myself a little bit, but I remember when summer was the time where they just flooded. Hollywood had been working for years, was prepared. They flooded the theaters with movie after movie after movie.
Yeah, that is a hard time picking one. I mean,
you did. And that is actually the summer blockbuster was born out of what was known as the summer sleeper. E.T., y'all, was a summer sleeper. That was one of the biggest movies in the world. And even Spielberg was like, yeah, it's going to be a good movie. But they did not expect it to be the fucking monster movie that it was. It was a summer release. They were expecting, good box office. But damn. And that is where then all of a sudden, wow, where are we going to get next year? And the summer, they would just flood the theaters with movies hoping to be the next summer blockbuster, the next summer sleeper that became the next big thing. Now we have 20-year-old movies. Amazing that they are. Of course they're going to do well, but they're the only ones really doing well. Is there nothing that Hollywood can really put out anymore that's just accepted and good for what it is? I don't know, but summer is the time to do it.
Soul Assassin says, is Sony buying Alamo a good thing? No, because they've already closed all the Alamo draft houses in Dallas-Fort Worth. They've already closed them all. They're all closed. They're all shut down. They're not open anymore.
Why?
Because I don't know if it was, well, we don't want these locations or we're just going to rebuild later or what, but they just closed them. Sony bought out Alamo and they just closed all of their theaters in Dallas-Fort Worth area are gone.
Oh, God. Well,
and those are the ones I used to go to when I lived in Dallas. So the Alamos I've been to were all the ones around Dallas-Fort Worth area and the one in Spring in Missouri.
Wow.
And that was a real nice one, but still, I don't even know if that one's still open. I don't know how many of them are still open. They closed a bunch of them. So, of course, that's not a good thing. Papa Cotton has a unique view. He says, watching movies with loud, smelly strangers is overrated when you consider that you have to smuggle in munchies and you can't even smoke. Theaters can drown.
Well, okay.
I smuggle in my vape.
Okay. I mean, where there's the will, there's a way, right?
But he never did watch a movie with a bear. Interesting question. What about quiet, smelly polar bears? Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry. I like being around people. Do I like it when those people are like blah, in the middle of a movie and you're like,
Right.
or you're sitting there and you're like, what the fuck? No, but that almost never happens. And there's so much energy around you. That's the thing about the movies for me is you're in that room and there's so much energy. There might be some smelly ass people in there, but whatever. There's all this energy and people are laughing, people are cheering, people are clapping. Hey, how many times do you go to a movie? 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
Fellowship. As soon as those credits start rolling, everybody's up, everybody's clapping.
I love that.
Two Towers, same thing. Return of the King, same thing, but it went on even longer with Return of the King. So it's like, that's...
Please tell me everybody stayed through the end song of Return of the King.
Yes.
Oh, of course. That with that artwork up there of each character and each, I just sob like a damn baby. I just love it so much. So good. So good.
We're not getting Godzilla -1 from Hollywood because they won't work on a budget. No, they won't. No, they will not. They think throw as much money at it as possible. Does anybody remember? I don't want to talk a lot about Disney, but does anybody remember when Kara Thrace, the chick who played Starbuck in Battlestar Galactica, she was talking about working on The Mandalorian. I can never remember her name. I'm horrible with names.
Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff. Thank you. So Katie Sackhoff is talking about, well, this is what it was like, when you were on break or you were waiting for a scene or they were resetting something, you'd go over and there'd be some chip and dip, but if you wanted some, you better get it, right? Because it might not be there when you go back. She said with Disney, it's like everything's catered. There's like fucking turkeys and all kinds of shit out there. She said they spent more on the catering than they had a budget for on Battlestar Galactica. So they spent more on the catering for The Mandalorian season 3 than Battlestar Galactica had a budget for the whole show.
I believe it.
This is why shit like this is happening.
Its priorities are wrong. They're wrong. I get it. You got to feed people. Yes, absolutely. But their shows are suffering for it.
And they figured out how to do some crazy shit during the coup. So during the coup, there was stuff going on like I don't remember what movie it was, but they were filming a party scene, right? So they had a party, and this was in the middle of the coup with the masks and everything. They were filming this party scene, and nobody had to wear, a mask because it's Hollywood. And then they never included it in the movie. The reason why they had the party was to have the party, and they filmed it, but they didn't freaking use any of it because it wasn't done to film it. It was done just to have a party. They wanted to have a party and they figured out how to have a damn party. So imagine how much money got wasted on, lights, on scenes, on all of that just so they could have a party. And yeah.
Right. Oh my God.
Luis says, I don't like Battlestar Galactica, but it looked better than Disney Star Wars.
Oh yeah, it absolutely did. Absolutely did. Oh my God.
No, I liked it. I really liked it. I didn't like, there was a writer's strike in the middle of all that. And it's like the tone changed on the show.
It did.
When it came back. I didn't like that. It felt odd, especially at the beginning when they came back. But eventually I got used to it. But you can tell when you watch that show front to back, that in the middle, something happened and shit changed. So
Yeah, you can. The first 2 seasons, freaking kick it. Absolutely kick it. Third one's not bad. It's after when they find New Earth or whatever they call it. I don't remember at the moment. Yeah, you could see the shift, but
New Caprica.
Yes, it's after that you could definitely.
Heroes is one of the ones that really comes to mind. You know, about getting killed with
Yes, Dave Bob. Oh my God, they butchered that show when they came back. Yes.
Did you see the finale they were supposed to have compared to the finale they had? I think it was the end of season 2.
No, they did 2 finales.
Okay, so yeah, they filmed 2 different finales. The original one, I believe, had Hero doing something, and then the guy's brother, who was the senator or whatever, I can't remember these people's names. It's been way too long. He goes out and tells the world he's a mutant, or he's special or whatever, and they never did any of that. So they went back and refilmed and like scrapped all that. So if any of you out there have the second season on DVD, go to that last disc and look at the special features and watch the ending they were supposed to have. And you're going to be like, that would have been so badass.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Flying Man. Frying
Man. And they still had a sense of humor. Frying Man. Oh, no. Oh, God. It's him. Oh, shit. I loved Hero. Hero was the whole reason I watched that show.
Fantastic.
I could give a shit about less about cheerleader, about anybody else. It was Hero that I was like, dude, you are the shit. I love you, little guy.
Yep.
The starving artist who was a heroin addict that could paint the future.
Yeah, y'all.
I didn't care about him either.
That was an intense storyline, though.
Yes, it was.
Freaking paint the future, but only if he was doped up.
Yep.
And he kept trying to get off that shit, and then they'd pull him back in, and it was a good show for a while. But come on, Siler, whatever. God, he just got too overpowerful, and it got ridiculous at one point.
The copycat brother, the guy who could steal everybody, he would sponge everybody's powers. Was my dude. You know, he had Bell's palsy at the exact same time I had Bell's palsy. So
really?
if you watch his show, his mouth hangs and he's like out of one side of his mouth while his mouth like droops. He got Bell's palsy, and that froze half of his face.
Oh, wow.
So half of his face was paralyzed. And I was working in Dallas, and I was driving a truck, and my eye was watering, and I had my shades on, everything. And I'm like, why is my eye watering so bad? And I get in and I'm talking, I get my truck in because I'd been out driving all day, and I talked to my boss, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but my eye's been watering all day. And he goes, oh man, I think you need to go to the hospital. I was like, why? He goes, because you're talking and you're blinking out of one eye, but your other eye is not blinking, and your face is kind of drooping like you had a stroke. And I'm like, okay, I will go and it was just down the road. So I go down the road. This is in Decatur, Texas. I go down to the road to the hospital, and they're like, we're going to CAT scan you, and we're going to do this. Did you pass it? I was like, no, nothing, man. I was driving a rig. I drive a rig. I was driving my rig all day, and my eye was watering. I didn't know what the hell happened. Well, it might have been a micro stroke. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Wow.
Are you serious? Might have been heat stroke. You do live in Texas. So they do the CAT scan and they do all that shit. And they're like, nothing, there's nothing there. We think you have Bell's palsy. And they're like, here's a pamphlet. You're stuck with this for the rest of your life. And I was like, shit. And I'm looking at it like, might come back every year. Might do this, might do that. It's never done it. So I just had it. It sucked. People looked at me weird. Why is your mouth all droopy, son? You have a stroke? I'm like, no,
wow.
Fucking Bell's palsy. Well, you look kind of weird now. You kind of disfigured. Look like the rest of us good old boys down here in the South. I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, I really need to hear that right now.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, everybody commented. Everybody's blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had Bell's palsy. So if you go back and you watch any of that, the senator's brother, who was the copycat, you'll see him and he's got like Stallone face. I am the law. Well, that's because, yeah, he had Bell's palsy in the middle of the show.
Wow. I did not know that. Yeah, I did not know that.
Sweetie Pie's ribeyes. Yep. Yes, I did. I did say Decatur, Texas. So if Punkwaddle, if you know the area, before I got that driving job, I was working at the prison just south of there in, God, what was it called? Bridgeport, Texas. Bridgeport, Texas. So that is the prison that I worked at, was the prison in Bridgeport, which was 97% sex offender.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So we had a couple of guys that were on the clean crew, like, because you couldn't be a trustee if you had any of that shit on your record. So we had a couple guys just for trustees that would go and mop shit up. And I had a trainee go off on one and like, I will do that. I will do this. I was like, no. And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, dude. We have like a handful of these guys that aren't that kind of guy. The rest of them all are that kind of guy. But these guys aren't that guy. So give them a break. And the guy's like, thanks, boss. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, he's in here because this guy banged his old lady. And after his daughter was born, 2 years later, he finds out that this guy is the real baby daddy and he beat him to death. I was like, I don't have a problem with this guy at all. These other fuckers in here, you can do whatever you want. But this guy, leave this guy alone. I like him. How do you know that? I'm like, you can look up their records. But you were not allowed to do that. It don't mean shit. See, look right here, and I don't know whether he just had a shitty court-appointed attorney or what, but he got 50 years for beating the hell out of that guy, beating him to death. And I'm just like, you know what? There are extenuated circumstances here.
50 years, damn.
50 years. So, and we just got lucky enough to have him as one of our janitors. God help me.
Yeah.
So he's like, did you see that? I think he's put some cookies. I'm like, you didn't see nothing. We're Cadillacing tonight. What does that mean? That means we're just chilling. We're just driving, cruising.
Cadillacing.
We're just cruising.
Sergeant Schultz, I see nothing.
Yeah.
Arlena's like, public information. Gotta love it. Yep. Gotta love it.
And they knew because I was very clear with all of them. If you were stupid enough to do something while I am in this pod, you will get what you deserve. Because that means paperwork. That means I've got to talk to one of the wardens. This is bullshit. Do not screw with me and do not do stupid shit when I walk in here. I will announce my presence when I come in here. I'll be like, woo, 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 woo. So my ass just walked in here. If you're dumb enough to do something after that, it's on. Because I'll make sure. I will go to the full length, everything in my ability to get you added time, whatever, because you done screwed up my night.
Arlena will have to tell this story, but just very briefly. Yeah, she was a corrections officer too. She worked it there. She actually took advantage of when she was in the little mail room. I think it was the mail room pod, Arlena, sorting mail, and a fight broke out, but it was apparently it was a good fight, so to speak. She was happy about, so she just kept shifting mail a little bit longer until she finally had to intervene. I was thinking she's got to tell that story. I was dying. And yeah,
Oh, he's almost killing him. Time to stop it. He's gonna kill him.
Great.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. But I see. I went on RoboCop. That's a RoboCop. Dread is a RoboCop. Yeah, how can you use those terms at the same time? Okay, so I had a buddy that I worked with. He had the notepad, and it was like, okay, I need you to explain to me what the hell you're on. Well, sir, and he'd just start writing. And they'd be like, why are you writing? Why are you writing stuff? Stop writing stuff. Stop writing stuff. And he'd just be like, writing shit down, everything they say, every single word. And that's how he did business. I was different. I was a different kind of, I did things differently. So we had one guy, he had bleach in his room. And I knew that he worked in laundry. I knew this guy worked in laundry. So I pull him outside of the pod and I'm like, we just found bleach in your room. He goes, it's not mine. And I said, do you know how bleach got in your room? It's not mine. And that's all he'd say. It's not mine. It's not mine. It's not mine. Well, his cellie, everybody called him Green Mile because he was the biggest, meanest black guy in the entire prison. So everybody called him Green Mile. And I was like, okay, go, open J-Pod. And I opened the door and I'm like, Green Mile. And he's like, I'm like, yeah, you, come here. He comes out there. He's like, what's going on, boss? And I'm like, your cellie just threw your bitch ass under the bus.
What?
And he's like, say what? I was like, yeah, he said that bleach wasn't his. So that means it's got to be yours. And he goes, no. I'm like, you better go back in there and have a conversation with your boy.
Oh, my God.
So he's like, hell yeah, open J-Pod. My trainee's like, and I'm like, do 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 do. I was fun to work with. Do 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 do. Open J-Pod. It's mine. Yeah. Why'd you lie to me? Because I didn't want to get in trouble. Yeah, that's what I thought. Here, sign this piece of paper. You're not working in laundry anymore.
God. What did he want bleach for in the first place?
To clean people's clothes. Okay, so imagine this. Imagine you got a pair of drawers, right? So you got a pair of drawers. You got a pair of underwear, Arwyn. Okay. Well, every time you send that into laundry, you don't get your underwear back. You get somebody else's underwear. Now, there are guys in there that are just as like, I ain't wearing some dude's shit as you are about like, I ain't wearing some girl's panties.
No.
So what you do is if you work in laundry, you smuggle your ass out some bleach and you wash people's clothes for favors.
Oh, that's smart, actually.
So everything in there is about transactions, just like everything out here is about transactions.
Okay.
So everything in there is what can you do for me? And am I going to beat your ass if you don't?
It's very supply and demand.
When I found out that my oldest friend, Chris, was going to go to prison because he did some dumb shit, I phoned him. And I said, this is what you need to do to survive. And he was like, I was going to call you, dude, because I need to know. I'm like, okay, this is what you do. You load up your commissary card, for one thing. So load up your commissary card. And as soon as you get in there, buy all the sodas, soups, chips, ramen. You clean that motherfucker out. You buy everything there is to buy in commissary. Okay, and then you will have a big stretchy bag, and you drag that shit back to your cave. And when you do it, you make sure everybody fucking sees you do it. Don't wait until nobody's at home. Don't wait until Jim or some stupid shit to go to the commissary. You do it in front of everybody. That way everybody can go, damn. And suddenly, you've got the biggest son of a bitch in the prison going, hey, yo. What can I do for you to get some soups?
They would just kick his ass and take his shit? Really? That's
really
fascinating.
Because if you kick his ass and try and take his shit, he'll get somebody to shib your ass in the bathroom or in the shower. So no, you want to work for someone like that. You want to, what can I do for you to get a soup? Because I don't have commissary. I don't have anybody filling up my card with money. So what can I do to get a bag of Doritos? And I ain't doing no nasty shit. Well, go and beat this guy up that owes me. Go and tell this guy that owes me, unless you pay him back, I'm going to beat your ass. Or I'm going to do something else to you. Okay. So that's the way it all works.
Wow. All right.
If you have the money, you are the king. You have the top spot. It's all about money.
Wow. That is something. Well,
6.
And 6.
Only 6.
And nothing is free. So you would get one piece of advice from Loki if you were like a doe-eyed little 20-year-old. Oh, where am I? I'm in a bad place, Daddy. I'd be like, nothing is free. So they'd be coming up to get their trays. They'd be coming up and get something. And I'd tell them all, nothing's free. Don't accept anything free. Don't think it's free. If someone's like, hey, man, here, you can have my blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. That ain't free. In some way, shape, or form, you're going to pay for it.
Oh, damn. So don't take that candy bar. Just think that it's out of the goodness. Here, have my Snickers.
Don't think that any of that's free. When you're a guard and you're rolling up and you're like, that room.
Strictly the barter system.
And then you double take and you go, huh? And you open that door and some dude's on his knees with a Dr. Pepper and a bag of Doritos in front of another guy. And he's like, and you're like, what in the fuck?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What are you about to do? Nothing. You leave those Doritos and that Dr. Pepper until later. And you're like, back in your own cell. You don't belong here.
My God.
That's the kind of shit you catch. And you're like, we're going to have a talk. So one night, we'll cap it off with this. This is the best one. This is the best story I got. One night, I come in, and there's this Hispanic guy at the table with a bag of tea or a bag of coffee. He's got a bag of coffee, and he's just sitting down in the day room. This is at night. No one else is supposed to be, you've got your trustees out cleaning, but this guy's just sitting there at the table, and I'm like, who are you? And where do you live? And he's like, no habla. I'm like, get your ass outside.
What?
So I get his ass outside. I'm like, I need to know where this some bitch is from. And we had this old lady who was like 90 years old. And she's like, let me see if I can pull up his picture and see where he's supposed to be. And I'm like, God help me. I just want to get rid of this guy. He's like, no habla. I'm like, all right, hurry up. So she's like, he's supposed to be up in 218. I'm like, all right, get your ass up here. So, we walk up to 2 row. We're walking down to 218. And the closer I get to 218, the more I get this smell of baby oil.
Oh, God.
And the sound of...
Stop. Oh, God.
And I'm like, son of a bitch. And I open that door. I'm like, you two get your asses down in the damn room right now. I'm loud. I am pissed. Oh. Why am I so pissed? Because this is going to be like a 2-month deal of paperwork, of interviews, of talking to the warden, having to go into town and talk to a judge. Why? Because they were doing what you think they were doing.
Okay.
They were doing what you think they were doing. I can understand enough to be like, no, I am not a puto. When I remember when one guy was like, I was like, where are you supposed to be? And he goes, Chico de Madre. I was like, shut your mouth about my mother. I will beat you with a rubber hose. And he was like,
oh my God. Any port
but
storm, huh?
loud. I was loud. I made sure every son of a bitch in there knew exactly what was going on, knew exactly what happened. Why? Because that's 2 months of bullshit I've got to deal with because these two guys decided to have a little fun action under the sheets in the middle of the night.
And you have to you got to report all that, and you got to really, wow. Damn.
So what happened was this guy paid his cellie a bag of coffee. He was like, I'll give you a bag of coffee if you go wait out in the day room.
Oh my
God.
God.
I am not shitting you.
God.
It was like date night. I've been feeling fine,
and
baby.
You couldn't exactly hang a sock on the door.
No, he couldn't. Yeah. So he paid his cellie. He paid this guy's cellie a bag of coffee so that, yeah.
Yeah.
The wonders of working in the prison system, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But when something like that happens, it's not like, oh, we just, throw them in solitary or some stupid shit like that.
Separate them for a week.
There's so much bullshit you have to deal with. Literally, you have to ship one of them off. You have to give reason. I have to talk to a judge because I'm the one who had to open the door.
Oh, God.
There are reasons why people just don't care. They don't want to report it because they don't want to deal with all that shit. But my thing was, if my ass is in here and you're dumb enough to do something while I'm in here, you're going to get it. And I'm going to make sure I'll talk to that judge when he's like, so, Mr. Loki, do you think that I'm going to be like, screw them, let them burn. Let them burn, Your Honor. And the judge in Decatur, that was the judge when I was there, he liked me so much that years later, after I had left, I didn't work the prison anymore. I was driving. I had gotten a personal ticket in Decatur. And I came in and I was like, what judge handles, traffic violation, blah, blah. And they were like, Judge Spicer. And I was like, okay, can I speak to him for a moment, please? And I went in and he was like, I know you. I was like, yes, sir. I was lieutenant, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, damn good to see you. I see you got out of corrections. And I was like, yes, sir. I drive a rig down. And during the day, just local stuff. I don't have to do long hauls. He was like, I bet you make a lot more money than you used to. I was like, well, maybe just a little bit, but the hours are completely different. He's like, you had a little girl, didn't you? I was like, yes, sir. He goes, you get to spend more time with her? I said, yes, sir. He goes, that's all it's about. Well, what are you here for today? Well, I got this. He's like, you ain't got nothing, boy. Just go on. And I'm like, thank you, sir. The justice system in America, ladies and gentlemen. So,
well, yeah, that's awesome, though. You earned that respect, and he knew you did your job. So, yeah. Hey.
I just wanted to write him a check. That's all because there's a thing a lot of people don't know about. If you write the judge a check and you make it out to the judge, don't make it out to the court, don't make it out to the city. And I doubt anybody does this anymore. But it is possible. Usually that'll keep that shit off your record. It's like a little under the radar thing. Oh, I'm going to write it out. Do I write it out to the judge? And his secretary would be like, and suddenly it's not on your record anymore. That's all I wanted to do was do that. And
that's nice that he did that.
He ended up just like, boy, don't worry about none of that. And I was like, okay, thank you. CDL, I don't want it to screw up my insurance and my work and all that. And he's like, don't even worry about it, boy. You were in your personal vehicle, right? You weren't doing, let's see. Oh shit, 68 in a 45. No, sir. No, sir. I was just in my personal vehicle. He's like, you got to protect that license, boy. That's your livelihood. Yes, sir.
That's awesome, though. That's awesome.
Oh shit. Oh my God. Okay. We've got, is Makani on today? That hour blew by. I don't know what the hell happened.
Got talking about prison.
Yeah, we got to talking about prison. God help us all. Let me see if Makani's on. What do you got coming up? Makani is on. He's doing a premiere. What do you got coming up, Arwyn?
VacTube tonight at 7. Arlena, Daryl, 7. Yeah, VacTube. And then are you doing a show tonight?
We should be.
There you go.
We should be. Hang out and chew bubblegum and kick ass and get all out of bubblegum.
Hell yeah.
So, isn't that considered bribery if you write the check to the judge? Not if you don't, ask for anything. If you just write it to the judge, you didn't bribe him for shit. You just gave him a check. So one of the things that this is good old boy shit from way back in the day. Don't ask, just write it to the judge. Well, I was asked, do I need to write this out to the county, the city, or the judge? And if the lady was like, you can just write that to the judge, I'd be like,
Okay, we'll write it to the judge.
But I was told, just don't ask, just write it out to the judge and hand it to him. If you don't ask for anything, it can't be bribery, can it?
Good point.
You're just writing the check out. I didn't know. I didn't know that was an issue. I didn't know that was anything.
Oh, and Daryl, yes, it's back to, but 6 Central, so 7 Eastern. 7 real time, y'all. No.
6 real time. Central's real time. I don't know what this Eastern shit is that you talk about. I don't know what it is you speak of. What's Eastern time?
Y'all, it could get that the time talk gets controversial is pineapple on pizza sometimes.
Good morning, Canadian Spider-Man.
Good morning.
Well. We're getting out of here. We're gonna send you guys over to Machini. Thank you so very much for being here. We're closing in on that push for Klobby for the GoFundMe. He's almost there, almost to 15K for his family, for his kids.
It's amazing.
If anybody can help out or forward it or share it on your platforms, on your Twitch twats, on your Facebooks, all that stuff, it would be very much appreciated. The link is in the description of this video. That should be the only link there, except for the stupid StreamYard thing, which I can't turn off. So there should be one for Klobby, and then there should be one from StreamYard saying, would you like to make live streams like Loki? Well, I can't control that. They throw that shit on there. So I'm sure I could somewhere if I dug into the guts of this stupid thing. But as soon as I set it up, it was like, we'll do it for you. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much, StreamYards. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. We'll see you on the next week in review. Have a great one, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.